This is National Native News. I'm Antonia Gonzalez. A South Dakota Senate committee is rejecting a resolution urging Congress to rescind the Medals of Honor given to soldiers who participated in the Wounded Knee Massacre. The sponsor of the resolution says senators missed their chance to make history by saying what happened at Wounded Knee was not okay. Lee Strubinger reports.
On December 29, 1890, around 470 U.S. soldiers surrounded Chief Bigfoot leading his people to the Red Cloud Agency in Pine Ridge. A shot rang out, and thus began one of the deadliest massacres in United States history. It happened on South Dakota soil. Estimates range of 150 to 300 Lakota elders, women, and children were killed. Republican State Senator Jim Bolin is a former history teacher. He opposes the resolution, which came up in a Senate Military and Veterans Affairs Committee. He says the decision to rescind Medals of Honor given to soldiers who participated in the massacre is a matter best left at the federal level.
Again, none of these people who were involved in these horrific, horrible, terrible, despicable acts were residents of South Dakota, and none of the orders that were given at any time were, to the best of my knowledge, or what was testified here today, ever came from anyone in the who was an official of the South Dakota state government, which at that time was only 1 year old. We had only been a state for 1 year.
Of those nearly 470 U.S. soldiers, 20 were given Medals of Honor. By contrast, 27 Medals of Honor were awarded to Marines out of the 70,000 sent to Iwo Jima during World War II. Democratic State Senator Troy Heinert brought the resolution. He's Sichangu Lakota from Mission and says a Senate resolution is reserved for petitioning the state's federal delegation.
To read some of the accounts from people who were there, both Indian and non-Indian, they all said what happened was terrible. What I don't understand is the Congress awarded Congressional Medals of Honor for those acts, and we aren't brave enough to say we shouldn't have.
Heinert says rescinding those medals would go a long way in helping descendants of Wounded Knee survivors heal. For National Native News, I'm Lee Strubinger in Pierre.
The Spokane tribe held a long-anticipated celebration last week over passage of legislation to compensate the tribe for losses incurred after Grand Coulee Dam was built decades ago. Steve Jackson has more.
The completion of Grand Coulee Dam in 1941 meant the loss of homes as the Columbia River rose over its banks. The impact on the culture was just as dramatic. It meant the salmon, a very important staple and icon, would no longer be able to make it upstream to tribal lands. It took decades to convince lawmakers that the tribe deserved to be compensated for its loss. The bill received bipartisan support from Washington state lawmakers, Democratic Senator Maria Cantwell, and Republican Representative Kathy McMorris Rogers. 95-year-old tribal member Viola Frizzell remembers when the dam began to flood the tribal lands.
I didn't think I was going to make it, by gosh, to live that long. But it's kind of sad that my friends never got to enjoy everything that's going to be coming. But I'm happy for the younger people that, that will have schools, college funds, I hope. Something to go on.
Tribal Business Chair Carol Evans says the annual compensation could bring the tribe $6 million a year in perpetuity. For National Native News, I'm Steve Jackson reporting from Spokane.
And I'm Antonia Gonzalez.
National Native News is produced by Kawanak Broadcast Corporation with funding by the Corporation for Public Broadcasting.
Support by the American Indian Higher Education Consortium, working to ensure tribal colleges and universities are included in our higher education system. Info on 37 tribal colleges and universities at aihec.org. Support by Ramona Farms, offering wholesome and delicious foods from our heirloom crops as our contribution to a better diet for the benefit of all people. We are honored to share our centuries-old farming and culinary traditions online at ramonafarms.com.
Native Voice One, the Native American Radio Network.